Hey guys, I kind of want to talk about the Last Jedi trailer that dropped last night during the game, but I watched it this morning. Like, as I was walking out the door to work, I was watching it. Then I watched it again on my lunch break. Then I watched it again a moment ago, and then I watched it again. Because when I first watched it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about the direction this is going. I know there's a light in the dark side. I know that people can be seduced to the darkness. But I love Rey a lot, guys. I do. I adore her. And I'm kind of worried for, like, little girls who really love Rey. Probably more than I do, but really love Rey. Um, and what this is gonna be like for them to go see this movie and potentially have your new favorite character be evil for some reason. And I know this is probably gonna get a lot of shit because I don't like the pairing of Rilo, aka Kylo Ren, and Rey, because it's just not my jam. I'm sorry. I have lots of friends who are deep in that life, and I'm just, hey, you do you, you know. But I just, I don't agree with it, and I really hate Kylo Ren to begin with. First of all, because he killed his dad, who's one of my favorite and one of the most beloved characters in the Star Wars universe. And Han's supposed to be back at some point. We haven't seen him yet in trailers, but we know that he's supposed to reappear. I'm thinking it's maybe a flashback because he can't be a Force ghost because he's not a Jedi, nor does he has the Force in him in any way really. Um, but we know Leia does, and I kind of because Leia was shown a lot in the trailer, and I want to cry a lot because her like just her expressions, you can tell it was just so meaningful. Whatever she was experiencing is gonna be big and it's gonna mean something, whether that's directed at her son Kylo, aka Ben Solo, or is it something else. I had a lot of feels about Leia. I was like, man, I'm gonna miss Space Mom a lot. When I think she might be in episode 10? Not 10, 9. Sorry. Wow, my brain. We just had episode 7 in Rogue One. Now we're episode 9. Episode 8. But I think we might have her in episode 9 if I'm not mistaken. They said that she recorded some things, maybe, possibly. I can't remember right now, but I feel like yes. If not, that's okay too, but I'm gonna be really sad just watching Jedi in general. And then the thing with, I'm gonna go back to Dark Rey in a second, but because it's like the forefront of my mind right now, and I'm just not cool with it. It's just not because Rey can't be dark. I mean, in theory, I like the idea of her having a reason for wanting to be that way, whether that be because of Luke, something that happened with Luke or not. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with her parents, which we're eventually supposed to know who her parents actually are. But the whole Luke and Leia thing was, I think that's who he was talking to when he said, "This is not gonna go the way you think it will or you want it will." It's either Leia or it's gonna be Rey. But I feel like it's either gonna be Rey, Kylo, or Leia. But I feel like it's Leia because that's supposed to be a big thing in this movie is Luke and Leia, like them reuniting and being with each other again as family after so many years of him disappearing, then her finding him again because of R2 and all of this. And I just think it's gonna be really interesting to see how he's changed. We've noticed in this trailer specifically because we didn't get a lot from the teaser trailer a while back, but he's a very angry man. Luke Skywalker is. What happened to him, which I think is tied to what Kylo did last time he saw him, and I think he like basically destroyed all the Jedi children, similar to, or like the Jedi's in training, similar to his grandfather, aka Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker. So it's like one big thing. We know it's still very Skywalker family oriented, but how much? I think a part of it also is us finding out more about Rey also. Because for a while people were like, hey, is that Luke's or is that Obi-Wan's kid? And that would have been awesome. It would also help the theory that maybe Rilo wouldn't have been canon, which I'm fine with anything really. I liked her with Finn. I don't really ship anyone in this new generation besides Leia and Han, because they have such a wonderful bond that I don't think will go away anytime soon, even though he is dead. So it's very crazy. I love the Porgs, by the way. I just want to say that I really love the Porgs. I saw some people saying that they didn't like the Porgs, but the Porgs are so adorable, and you only see them for like a split second with Chewie in the ship, the Millennium Falcon. My brain almost could not remember what the name of the ship was. Millennium Falcon. Oh man. And I love Poe's whole thing. We got to say, I thought I only saw Poe once, but I actually saw him like a couple scenes back to back. It was him just talking on a voiceover. Then we had him in his like new outfit that he's wearing. Then we saw him in the suit with the his helmet on. So he was obviously in fighting mode. And I was happy about Finn because I was worried about Finn. So anyone, I think, it was worried about Finn because of the last time we saw him at the end of The Force Awakens. He was unconscious in like one of those little things where he's they're trying to save his life and stuff, and he was just unconscious, and Rey left him there and was like, I'll see you again, my friend, or something like that. And it's been a while, sorry if I get the quotes wrong, I'm sorry. I love Star Wars, but I haven't watched Force Awakens in a little while, like a couple months at least. And also I currently don't have a TV, so that's another reason why. But yeah, it was so interesting to see Finn also, the way he was. First, we saw him fighting Phasma. I believe he had a lightsaber that scene too, and I was like, oh, they're gonna keep him with the lightsaber, and that's cool. Maybe he'll actually get training though from someone. I don't know who, because the only Jedi is Luke Skywalker right now, and Rey, but she's with Luke for some time before all this goes on, and I'm just like, I don't know. And then we see Finn with the stormtroopers behind him. He has this really black, interesting, I feel like it's like an Imperial outfit, or the First Order as it's called now, but I've been through all the Star Wars, so they're different names for all the evil, the dark side, as it were. But the one thing that I found interesting about Kylo, even though I don't like that boy. He needs a slap in the face, is what he needs. Was the scar on his face. It was like metallic looking. So I was like, what's that about? What did they do to him? When he came back to the First Order, like, what was that about? Like, his face should have just been bloody or whatever. He would have a scar or something. So that's interesting. Also, I haven't talked about Rey's lightsaber. Rey's lightsaber is white. It looks white, like the color, just straight up white. And from what I remember, I haven't watched all the animated stuff yet, but I do not remember seeing a white lightsaber ever. It's always red, blue, green, and purple for it's Samuel L. Jackson's character, but my brain just went woof. You cannot. Oh man, I'm gonna beat myself up about this later. Watch, I'll remember it after I finish recording, and then I'll just put it in the description like, oh, that's his name. But it's interesting. So I'm I'm very looking forward to December 15th, but I'm also very concerned about, I always think about like not just people who are like my age and older who grew up on Star Wars, because I'm only 25, so it's like, but like the ones who were actually living when the first trilogy came out. I think about the kids nowadays who are like really looking up to these characters, and really loving these characters. I think about those a lot, and I'm like, man, I wonder what journey are they going to take them on? What kind of discussion will parents have to have with their kids after seeing this movie? Like, oh, I think it's gonna leave us in a place where it's gonna be a lot of discussions, a lot of metas and stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing for sure. But I'm super looking forward to it, and we get our tickets now, and but I think I'm gonna wait because I won't know what my schedule is like for work yet. So I really want to do an early showing. Depending on what day of the week that is, I'm not gonna go open any night, of course, because it's gonna be sold out for one, and then also it's gonna be crazy, and I just want to go, you know, go with my eyes open and stuff. But I think people at work, we might get a group together and go see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm very interested on how all of this is gonna go. But it definitely made me pause when I first watched this, and when I was like, what? No, actually, the things I said when I was walking out the door with my phone in my hand, watching the video, I was like, no. And then after watching it a couple, it's like, okay, I will be okay with this, but I need to know why. I need to know why these things are happening. But it's gonna be an adventure. There are definitely parallels to the original trilogy, as was The Force Awakens. We're getting another like parallel type thing where they keep touching on, like, not touching, like they keep referencing, like, in ways of story plot to the original series with Leia and Han and Luke. They keep going back. That and yeah, it's not a bad thing, but I would like to have more than things that remind me of the former series, like, but they have really good stuff too. It's just every time I'm just like, I don't even know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm fingers crossed that it develops in a way that we're all going to like really love and really think about a lot later, But yeah, I'm still processing, as you can tell. I have no idea. Like, I know there's things I have a Twitter. I have like a tweet thread. Like, when I was on my lunch break and I watched it again, I was like, here's the things I noticed the second time I watched it. And I talked about a couple of them, but also I after some time I was able to be like, these are things that happened, and I don't know, I'm okay with it. I just remember that little animal that we saw, also, not the porgs, it's a four-legged creature, and I don't know if we have a name for it yet, but I was like, that's an interesting creature. I always love the creatures in Star Wars because they're always so interesting and weird, But I keep saying, it's really bad. I gotta stop that. But anyway, if you saw the trailer, please let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you have mixed feelings like I did? And hey, what are your thoughts on Rey maybe going to the dark side? I'm not saying she's definitely going to the dark side, but they did that on purpose. And Lucasfilm, I'm looking at you right now. Ryan Johnson, I'm looking at you too, because I know y'all did this on purpose, just to like give us something before December rolled around in 2 months. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here. This is probably the longest thought after thought dump after watching the trailer I've ever had. Oh man, I'm gonna go, but hey, also yes, my hair is short, I cut it. I will see you guys soon with the next Nerdisms episode next week. Anyway, hope you guys are well. Let me know what you thought of my thoughts and, you know, the Star Wars in general right now. I would love to talk more Star Wars. Anyway, see you guys. Bye.